Shelby, otherwise known as Shelbizleee, here on YouTube, and I hope you're having a wonderful new year so far. I'm wishing you all of the best in 2019, and I really hope that your environmental footprint is part of your 2019 New Year's resolutions. If you're someone who makes resolutions. If you're not, that's fine. But hopefully, no matter whether you are making it a resolution or just an overall goal in your entire life, you are working towards reducing your waste. And that's what this video is going to be focused on. I'm going to talk about a lot of zero waste swaps, some that are obvious that you might have heard before, but others that you probably haven't, and I hope that it will give you some inspiration into the new year to reduce your waste, because I truly believe that all of us as a collective have the power to make a really big difference in this world in terms of ocean plastic, in terms of resource use, and all of those sort of things that we should all be worrying about, especially at this point in our human evolution. I know there are people on this channel all over the spectrum, whether you are brand new to the journey or you've been on this journey for a while, so let me know as I'm talking about these swaps today which of these you have tried and which of these you haven't. And if you also know someone who is looking to reduce their waste in 2019, or someone that you think should, make sure you share this video with them. I hope this information gets out to more people and more people make these swaps and we start demanding a change in our system. Every time I make a video about zero waste swaps, I always get comments, where can I get this, where can I get that? And the answer to this in this video is Earth Hero. I made sure to use everything in this video from Earth Hero, that way you guys could take advantage of my 15% off code with them. You get 15% off of your whole purchase at Earth Hero. So everything we're going to be talking about today, I will link it below so you can click the link and pick it up super easily. You don't have to search for it, and you can use code Shelbizleee to get 15% off of your purchase. But who is Earth Hero? Well, Earth Hero is a company that has a long 5-step process to ensure that every single item in their store is not greenwashing. They even check transportation and how things are moved and if they have a sustainability mission in that. Although Earth Hero itself does ship carbon neutral and almost always plastic free. I've never gotten any plastic from them, that they do occasionally reuse plastic that they get from other shipments and stuff like that. Literally the last box I ordered from Earth Hero for people from Christmas, the box came with a little handwritten note on top that said, "We reuse this box, now it's your turn." So I think it's really cool that the company is actually living by the standards that they preach and doing all that they can to help our earth. So they're a wonderful company to purchase from, and like I said, everything we're going to talk about today, you can get it at Earth Hero. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the zero waste swaps. Today I'm going to start with the less obvious swaps and then move into the more obvious ones. That way, if you are further along on your journey, you don't have to sit here and listen to me talk about the things you already know about. But if you're new to the journey, you can watch all the way till the end and get all of them. The Diva Cup is an awesome zero waste swap that will not only help you reduce your waste, but also save you a ton of money. Reusable menstrual cups, specifically the Diva Cup, can be used for up to 10 years, meaning you don't ever have to buy tampons or pads again. So basically the investment that these pay off in a few cycles, and then you don't ever have to worry about spending the money or creating that waste. Think about 10 years worth of pads or tampons, whatever it is that you use, not having to go into the landfill. It is an awesome zero waste swap to make, and it can be a little bit intimidating. I personally don't use the Diva Cup, but my partner does, and she swears by it and says she would never go back. So if you haven't tried a menstrual cup, the Diva Cup is one of the originals, one of the most highly recommended, and the one that my partner uses. So definitely give it a try in 2019. Like I said, I wanted to make the ones in the beginning not so obvious, so swap number 2 is a compost bin. If you don't already have a compost bucket, you need to get one in 2019. Personally, Madison and I leave our compost bucket right outside our door. It's just right there. It really helps us reduce our waste in terms of not wasting food and letting perfectly good compost go to the landfill, because then it will off-gas, contribute to greenhouse gases, which contributes to climate change, which is such a shame whenever that food could literally be turned back into soil to grow more nutrient-dense food. Whenever I'm cooking, I just store my food scraps in a little bowl, take it out to my outdoor compost, the one outside my door, the bucket that I'm recommending today, and then whenever that gets full, I can either take it to my backyard compost that I'm not too good at putting together, to be honest, or I can take it to my community garden where they can use it and people can literally use it to regrow food. It is what the earth is meant to do. So if you don't already have a compost bin, highly recommend picking one up for 2019. Next swap I wanted to share with you guys that I have been using for over 2 years now are EcoNuts. So making your laundry routine zero waste as well. This might sound weird, washing your clothes with nuts. I know it sounds a little weird, but I have a whole video dedicated to when I first tested out EcoNuts. If you want to check it out, that's how long I've been using these, and I swear by them. They last for a very long time. They're very, very affordable, so cheap compared to typical laundry soap, and they're just so cool. They're little soap berries or soap nuts. I've heard them called both. But they come in a cardboard box and the berries themselves are compostable. So there's nothing better than this. Like I said, I've personally been using it for over 2 years now and I highly recommend picking them up. But if you're a little skeptical of how nuts would wash your clothes, go check out my other video. After you switch up your laundry routine, you can also switch up your body care items. So things like shampoo bars. Shampoo typically comes in plastic bottles, which is very wasteful because you're just literally buying them, using them, and turning around and throwing them out. But if you switch to a shampoo bar, you don't have to do that anymore because it will come package free and you can store it in a tin. I've tested out a ton of shampoo bars in my day, and the one I'm currently testing out is by a company called Bestowed Essentials. I'm testing it out for a series that is coming out on my channel in a couple weeks. So you guys can pick up the one from Bestowed Essentials on Earth Hero. And in addition to that, while you're making your shampoo zero waste, you can also make other things zero waste, like your sunscreen. You can get sunscreen in just a little metal tin so that you can recycle the tin, and you can get lip balm in completely compostable packaging. There are a lot of great options on Earth Hero, but those are just a few that I definitely think you could make in 2019. Okay, now if you've been watching my channel for a while and you have not made these two swaps yet, I don't know what you're doing, but you absolutely need to make it this year. Reusable produce bags and reusable grocery bags. You can avoid all of the plastic in the produce section by bringing your own bags. If you get the ones that I use, they're so light you don't have to worry about how much they weigh. They weigh no more than the regular plastic grocery bags at the store. The ones I use are by a brand called Chico, and they collapse into a nice little bag for you to take to the store. It's very convenient and super easy to do. Chico bag also makes collapsible grocery bags, which you can pick up on Earth Hero as well, but like I said, they're just super easy, super convenient. If you're worried about that, make sure you check out Chico bag. They're my personal favorite at the moment. And single-use plastic bags are so 2018, so let's go ahead and leave those in the past, shall we? I told you in the beginning I would love to hear which one of these swaps you've made and which ones you haven't yet, but this is one that I'm really curious about because I feel like I made this swap really early on in my zero waste journey, so I'm wondering at what point most people do this. Would you consider a reusable utensil set something you would make early in the beginning or later on down the road? I don't know. I feel like it's a really easy swap to make just to carry around your own utensils so that you can avoid any plastic ones or any wooden ones, even anything like that that is disposable. You can bring your own and use reusables. Most of the sets that are pre-made are really lightweight and pretty affordable as well. So that's a really easy swap that you can make this year and start saving plastic right now. After you've got your utensil set for eating out, you can focus on storing food in your home without plastic. So if you're using single-use Ziploc bags, you can get something called a stasher bag, which is a reusable silicone bag, one of the things that I personally swear by and use every single day. Love my stasher bags. If you're using plastic film or foil to cover things up in your fridge, you can get something called a Khala Cloth. Those are reusable, compostable cloths that you can use to cover up your food instead of single-use plastics or foils. I have a whole review video about Khala Cloths. I'll link it right here for you as well. And if you use any sort of foods that need to be covered up that you don't want to use a Khala Cloth for, so for instance, I eat a grapefruit every morning. Well, not a whole grapefruit. I eat half a grapefruit every morning because I have been doing pretty good on my New Year's resolution of eating healthy. But I can save the other half of my grapefruit by putting a food hugger over the top of it. They're just cute little things that make it easier to store your food without creating any waste. So you can pick up all of those on Earth Hero, and those are all great swaps to make in the new year. Especially if you're trying to eat healthier and eating more at home, storing your food without waste is definitely something to look into. The last three things are definitely so 2018, I cannot even tell you, and ones that probably a lot of you had already made. But if you don't have a reusable coffee cup, you have to get one. Whether you're making your coffee at your house, or your tea at your house, or your tea out of your house, or your coffee out of your house, wherever you're getting these things, make sure you're using reusables. I personally have a set of 4 Clean Canteen stainless steel cups that I use in my home so that they're not breakable because they're not glass, and they're not plastic so they're not toxic. I also have a copper tumbler that is no different than my stainless steel ones, except it's more aesthetically pleasing, and I won't say sorry for loving my copper tumbler, but if you guys want one of those, you can pick one of those up as well. Anything is better than the single-use cups, so we're leaving single-use cups in 2018. Same thing with single-use plastic straws. You guys, I have an entire video dedicated to choosing a straw alternative that is not plastic. I'll link that video up here for you guys as well. But if you have not already ditched the straw, if you're not used to saying no straw please whenever you go out to eat, make sure that in 2019 you do this, because unless you're living under a rock, you had to have seen the video of a turtle with the straw stuck in its nose. You definitely don't want to be contributing to that. You don't want to be contributing to ocean plastic overall, and you don't want to be contributing to that sort of resource use. What you do creates a demand for that product, or it doesn't. So definitely make sure you're not the one creating a demand for plastic straws. And last but most certainly not least is a reusable water bottle. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but actually water that comes from your tap is oftentimes more safe than bottled water. There are a ton of regulations from the EPA, from your state government, and more than likely from your municipality as well to check your water to be sure that it is safe for you to be drinking. Bottled water does not have those same regulations. They do not have to be tested in the same way that your municipality water does. Don't be afraid of drinking your water from your tap, and if you are, you can get a filter, but whatever you do, make sure you're not drinking out of single-use plastic bottles every day, because if you are trying to be healthy in the new year and you're drinking the right amount of water you are supposed to, that's a lot of plastic that's just wasted. And if you don't know where plastic comes from, it comes from oil, which we all know there are a ton of issues associated with oil spills, with oil drilling, with greenhouse gases that come from oil. It's just all around a terrible thing to be doing. So I personally have tested out thoroughly Clean Canteen and Hydro Flask over the last 5 years, and I would say Clean Canteen keeps my water colder longer. I definitely have both, but if I was going to recommend one to you, it would be Clean Canteen. Like I said, you can pick up all of these swaps at Earth Hero, so you can get 15% off of even your Clean Canteen bottle if you're in the market for one. If you already have a reusable bottle, you don't need to pick one up, but if you need one, Clean Canteen is my recommendation. So I hope these zero waste swaps weren't too repetitive for any of you guys. I know that sometimes it can get that way, but I also know that sometimes people will recommend making something or doing something and you kind of put it in the back of your mind that, oh yeah, I need to make that swap to a menstrual cup, but then you kind of forget to do it as you run out of your single-use menstrual products. So I hope this video more than anything can serve as a reminder to make those swaps in 2019 and start the new year off right. Like I said, you can get all of these things at Earth Hero. They're all linked below, and you can get 15% off with my code Shelbizleee. Discounts are great. And remember, until next time, you cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that you can do, especially in 2019. Let's make it the year of reusables. Bye guys.